All right, we have a clean instance here. This is a Linux instance that I have spun up through Vultr Cloud. We recommend Linux. This can also work with Mac OS, so if you're running locally, that should be fine. But if we will list out, we can see there's nothing here. I have installed Docker, so let's just look at our Docker version, right? So set up the prerequisites. I'm not going to run everybody through that, but I will start from the beginning, pulling in Sandbox and getting everything up. So to start, we're going to go to, we first want you to navigate to GitHub, Gora Networks GitHub page, and go to the developer quick start repo. So we do implore everybody to read through the documentation fully before beginning. Make sure that you have a thorough understanding. But to simplify this, it's kind of a three-part process here. We're going to spin up Algorand Sandbox so that we have Algorand running locally here, and then we are going to pull in and build the Goracle, run the Gora node software. We'll start our node, that'll be connected to Sandbox, and then we will have our network up and running. When we do this, it's a single node Gora network to simulate our Oracle network. And then we will be starting an example app and showing how it is able to connect. So the very first thing that we want to do is we'll pull this open in another tab so we can have some easy things to follow here. We will copy the code. This is the Sandbox repo for Algorand, and all we're going to do is clone this with git clone, and we can see that we have pulled in Sandbox. Okay, so we have pulled in Sandbox. Let's go to this repo, and we're going to start the binary by running Sandbox up. And we can see, I'll minimize this here so you guys can see everything. It has begun. Okay, so everything looks like it ran successfully. So if we navigate back over to the developer quick start page, we'll zoom in here to check that an Algorand development node is up and running. We can curl, and if this shows the Genesis ID SandNet v1, then we should be good. So let's clear this. I will increase this a little bit, and we'll curl, and we can see that indeed we do have Genesis ID SandNet version 1. So Sandbox is running. Everything looks good. We'll go back to our home directory and continue. So now that Sandbox is up and running, we are going to, here we go. Next part is the Gora software. So the first thing we want to do is copy this link here. And we're going to pull in the binary with a wget command and give this a couple seconds. And now we can list out and see that we do have the Goracle binary file here, but it is not executable. So we're going to change mode and add executables to the Goracle file. List it out again, we can see it is indeed executable. So next step is to initialize. We are going to grab right here, Goracle config file, .goracle dev init. Run this, and it'll go through and begin building some of the smart contracts, and we'll see through here. There's a couple, right? The new token asset ID, and we're going to get a main app ID. And these two portions are going to be important for our example application to be able to connect. So we'll just give it a couple more seconds here as it completes initialization. And the next step is to actually start, which we will do just start the command right here. But if you're going to follow, because we do have tutorials on testnet and Gora mainnet, and if you follow any of those tutorials here, it's not going to work. This is specifically for the hackathon and a developer environment. So we can see here that everything was created. We have our main account address, and this is all the stuff we want to see for the Gora software. So let's clear this out, and we will run the command to start this. Okay, so this is important. It is not working, and there's a very specific reason as to why. I am running Ubuntu 20.04, and if you are not running the latest version, which I believe is a somewhat requirement for the Gora software, then it might have a hiccup, because I already ran through this before making this video. So I have a Docker container started, and it is now confusing my computer here, and it's not wanting to start. So we're going to run sudo docker system prune, and we're going to say yes, and this is just going to stop and get rid of any of those containers. So if you've already started the Gora software and you're not running the latest version of Ubuntu, then it's going to ask you to do this. So if you do get tripped up, just know that is all you have to do, and then we can run the command again, and we should see that everything starts smoothly. Beautiful. So this is what you want to see, and we can see down here it is waiting for the next Oracle request. So we have our main smart contract 1077 and our token asset ID 1076. So we want to keep this up and running because I want to show visuals when it starts processing requests. So I will open up a new terminal here, and we're going to log in. Okay, so now all we've done, we have the node running over here. This is just another terminal window so that we can complete the next step. So to review, we have pulled in and started Sandbox. We have pulled in and started our Goracle binary. Oh, before I move on, I want to list out and show that upon the init process, right? I should have covered this when I did initialization. The .goracle_dev file was created. This is your configuration file, and if we cat and we see here, it's a JSON file, and right here, this is our sandbox. So our Gora node is connected to our sandbox, as the network will sniff the Algorand blockchain for any data requests that need to be processed. So just wanted to cover that real quick, and we'll clear out. So now that we have Sandbox running, we have our Gora node running and connected, and everything is looking good. We want to start our example app. So we're going to take this developer quick start repo, and we want to copy this, and we're just going to clone it with git clone, and we'll pull in that repo. So now if we list out, we can see developer quick start is here as well. So we will change directories here and come down. All we have to do to start our application is copy this here. But we can see we have token asset ID and the main app ID that need to be entered. And so our main app ID, this is why we kept this up and running in a different window. Main smart contract is 1077. And then our token asset ID is 1076. Okay. And now if we run this, it didn't work because this command says Python, but we are running Python 3. So, and when I did this before on a different server, it yelled at me and it was a lot less clear that you just needed to add the 3 here. So if it doesn't show you this, just know that if you're running Python 3, make sure that you add the 3 and then hit enter, and we can see that everything is running smoothly and the application is deploying. And what this is going to do is call the Goracle or the Gora network rather, and process a data request. So this is just a quick example to show you how to connect your application to the Gora network and begin processing data requests. So right here we can see that it is calling the app, and if we go back over to the other window, waiting for next Oracle request, bam. Okay, so now it's calling the Oracle network, and we can see that indeed we are processing the Oracle requests. So come over here, everything is done. We can see that we have indeed processed the request, and down here, this is what we want to see. So hopefully this helped. It was just a quick walkthrough to go and show you how to connect a sample application. Thank you all for participating in this hackathon, and I hope this was helpful.